So hi guys. I really don't have a whole lot for this yet. I finally figured out how I'm gonna do this. So I kind of wanted to go like the non-conventional, normal route of this, and also this feels really weird sitting in front of camera, but I figured it'd be easier to see, I don't know, to talk it out and everything. So I've got like a bunch of little sketch drafts, and I know how I'm gonna put this together now. So the kind of idea that I had was, so I'm okay with telling everyone this. I have been struggling a lot with a bit of anxiety and depression this semester, and so with that I was like getting kind of flustered about trying to figure out how to get this project done among like a lot of other stuff this semester. So the more I thought about this project, trying to fit, like make things fit like about me and whatnot was kind of difficult to put together. So the more I thought about it, I was kind of just doodling a little bit, and then I started drawing like a coat that was kind of reminded me of a gymnastics Leo, but it's more geometric and has like points on it. So here's what it looks like. I don't know if the camera's focused. I apologize if it's not. But anyway, so like with all like the jagged edges and whatnot, and it kind of looking like a broken mirror put together, to me it kind of represents like everything with my anxiety and whatnot, kind of just, so the way when I talk about like my anxiety, I talk about it as if, like, let's say you have a whole bunch of photos that you have, and normally they're in like a stack, like a nice neat stack, and you can look at one at a time. So like each photo represents like something that's going on in your life. You address it one at a time. But for me, when it comes to anxiety, to me it looks just like a pile of just a bunch of stuff all over each other, and I see every like thing or whatever that has to get done all at once. And so I kind of wanted to do something that represented like what I've kind of been struggling with. So my coat of arms is actually going to be like a layered piece. The top layer is going to be this right here. And so what I was thinking about doing is cutting it so it looks like it's windowed in a sense. And so each little piece will be able to see through to the next layer. And so earlier I talked about the photos and like how the way that I see my life is just like a giant pile of stuff instead of like one thing at a time, addressing things and whatnot. So the second layer is going to be like the way that I see things, and the way that my anxiety sometimes makes me see everything that I have to do in life, or everything that just, I don't know, whatever we think about and whatnot. So it's going to be a collage of just pictures, memories, anything that just kind of represents my life. Right here, so it's going to be like mixed media. So this is obviously going to be paper cut, and then this is going to be a collage made that will be printed. All of them is going to carry like the same shape. So the idea of this shape is, to me, it's more of like a geometric shape of a gymnastics leotard. So like growing up, gymnastics has always been a huge part of my life. I always found it as something to be very therapeutic for myself. And I'm currently a gymnastics coach here in Rock Hill, and so like gymnastics like had a transition from me being the athlete to now being the coach and whatnot. So I wanted to kind of carry that in this idea. So it's kind of very geometric shape, like of a Leo in a sense. So maybe if you guys want to put in your opinion or not, but maybe I might have it come in a little bit right here so it kind of fits a little bit more of like a Leo style. So yeah, this would be on top of this layer, and then the bottom layer kind of represents my resiliency and my strength. And so right here is a lotus flower. Lotus flowers kind of represent like new beginnings, newfound strength, resiliency. And then underneath it, to kind of represent the stem, is the Irish symbol for, like, again, like resiliency and strength. So I have two symbols of resiliency and strength that are going to be the third layer that you lift up. And so it's kind of cool, like basically seeing my life through different layers and through different lenses. I think would be a cool way to represent myself, because that's like, it represents the my current struggles with everything with anxiety and depression and whatnot, and like being okay with being open with talking about mental health. So what I was thinking also in this, like maybe dropping down in red thread is going to be my banner, And on my banner, it's gonna say, although broken, like relating to this, although broken, I am still whole, because then the next two pieces kind of represent like me being whole and who I am and the strength and the resiliency that I've shown despite sometimes struggling and whatnot. So also, I have this kind of idea that I want your opinion on. So for each piece, I was thinking about using a red thread to connect all of them together. So like the idea of a red thread is that, I wrote it down here just because I didn't want to mess it up. So the red thread kind of connects ourselves to everything that we are. Sometimes it might get knotted up, it might be stretched more than it should be, things like that. And I think that would be a really cool way to kind of tie in this piece. So I haven't really decided if I want to do that. I don't know how well it's going to work. But that's pretty much the gist of what I want to do with this. So the first piece, the broken mirror looking piece, is going to kind of represent, it's going to represent a mirror, and I want it to be see-through kind of thing. So I was thinking about maybe using tracing paper as kind of the way to represent each piece. And then also connecting the red thread through that, should I end up going that route. And then the second layer is going to be a collage made on the computer. And then third layer is going to be hand-drawn, hand-painted lotus flower with the Irish resiliency symbol. And then with my banner, it's going to be hand-lettered. And I haven't decided if I want to do it in French, because I think French really represents a lot of who I am. I was an exchange student in Belgium, and I got to learn French, and I still speak fluently to this day. And so I think, although broken, I am still whole is going to be written in French, and I kind of want to do like a little fun lettering thing with that. So yeah, that's the gist of my coat of arms. It took me forever to try to figure this out, and I'm glad that I've come down to something that I really like. I'm interested to see what everyone's opinion is on this and what they might suggest. Again, I'll also make sure that I upload a picture so that so then you don't see this moving around and trying to get like a good look at it. So I finally got like a good sketches of it, and I'm excited to work on it this weekend and put everything together and see the finishing piece. So it's a mixed media coat of arms with 3 different layers to it that all represent who I am. So hope you guys have a great evening, and I look forward to hearing your responses.